Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's me, Mills. A few months ago, I was working in the hospital and it was at the height of the coronavirus pandemic. And a few days after the shift I did, I started to get really sick. I got a fever, my whole body was hurting, and I was pretty sure I caught the coronavirus. However, I didn't have any way to make sure that I did catch it because at the time there were no swabs. But that was until today. I've been able to book a coronavirus antibody test, and I'm gonna film me getting one and then the process of me getting results and what this means. At the moment, I'm quite sure I've caught it, but you never know because some of the colleagues I work with have had symptoms but they haven't had an antibody test. And I'll be talking about what the different results mean, so hopefully that'll shed a bit more light. It's a bit ironic I filmed my coronavirus video just a few days before I got sick. But anyway, I'll keep you guys updated, and yeah, it might be surprising. We'll see what happens. As you can see, I haven't gotten dressed yet. I'm working in the A&E department now, so it's quite hectic, but I'm about to get ready, have some breakfast, and then head out the door. And yeah, I'll catch up with you guys later. Had my antibody test. It took about 2 minutes to get my blood sample. Literally walked in, saw the nurse, she took my blood, and that's it pretty much. Apparently I'll get the results in 24 hours by text, so I don't have to wait too long. It's quite funny because the nurse missed the first time, so I helped her guide the needle. The blood taking you do as an F1 definitely starts to come in handy at some point in life.
24 hours later.
So I've had to have bloods taken today for bloodborne viruses because I'm joining this new hospital next year. And would you look at that? 3 attempts. Yep. I'm probably now going to be insecure about having bad veins for life. So I was just on shift and I got a text message, something like 2 days after taking the test. And can I get a bit of drum roll, please? I tested positive. Now, obviously to me this isn't a big surprise. I've spent years without getting sick once, and for that entire week after I'd picked it up, I was in bed shivering, feeling like my entire body was being hammered, and at some points actually thinking I might die, which is a bit dramatic, but it is a possibility. Anyways, we gotta talk about what this means. First of all, we need to speak about what an antibody actually is. Now, an antibody isn't what you develop if you eat too many samosas. It's basically your body's immune system's reaction to a virus or bacteria entering your body, and it's what your body will then produce against that virus and bacteria for a period of time. And this is the problem. That period of time isn't something that we know exactly how long it is. It could be years, it could be months. Now, in my other video on the coronavirus, I've talked about the other types of coronaviruses which cause more mild disease in humans. And in studies it's shown that those coronaviruses actually only give you immunity for a couple of months or years after you catch them. And so it's possible that it's the same with this, which means that it could be a possibility that an individual can get it multiple times in one lifetime. So this might not be the end of corona as we know it if you just catch it once. Again, we don't know how long it will last. So what this means is, if you get a positive antibody test, you shouldn't just assume that you can go out, do whatever you were doing before and not be worried about it at all. We don't know how long immunity lasts. We don't know if you even are immune just from having antibodies. And again, we don't know how the virus will mutate. So if you have antibodies, whether it will protect you against other strains that might exist at the minute. And it's important to wait and see what the science and research says. But the reason I took the test was just in case they do find out it makes you immune and you can't pass it on anymore, and the government then starts to offer immunity passports which would allow you to travel, because I've really wanted to travel for a while now and I was planning on going somewhere in May, and those plans have obviously been cancelled now. Obviously a big question you're probably asking is how reliable the actual test is, and the answer to that, based on the studies I've read, seems to be that if you have had the infection, there is a chance you won't test positive. However, if you do test positive, you're pretty much guaranteed to have had the infection at some point in time. That's something called specificity and sensitivity, and it's something I always had trouble getting my head around. But anyway, the test pretty much has 100% specificity, So if you test positive, you can pretty much guarantee that you've had it. But it only has about 84% sensitivity, which means that even if you've had it, there's a 16% chance you might not test positive. So it's not a perfect test by any measure, but it is pretty good in telling you if you have a positive result that you probably... Anyway, I think it's important to keep adhering to the rules, just waiting to see what the science says, and staying calm. I wanted to use this platform now to share a few things I feel quite strongly about. First of all, I'm very proud of all the progress that's been made with the Black Lives Matter movement, with all the protests, people feeling very strongly about these things. So I'm going to put some links down below. Especially I want to put a few petitions up there. One that I've felt very strongly about has been the petition for investigating the murder of Shukri Abdi Moore, who was sadly drowned a while ago, and the case was closed without very much being said, and the school seemingly just cutting away all of its ties to its previous image and trying to start afresh. Now, I don't know the facts of the case, but I do think more research needs to be done. Also, as an Afghan person myself, I would like to raise attention about the Afghan migrants and the things they're going through on their way out of Afghanistan, fleeing horrible situations and being put into even more horrible situations. So under the hashtag, I think it's Stop Killing Afghans, there's been some good progress made, and I'd like to put a link down below there as well, so if you don't mind just reading a bit more about these things. Anyway, thank you all. Emergency medicine's been a really good learning experience, but as you can imagine, it's very high intensity and the rota is quite unusual compared to the other jobs I've worked. So, 2 till 10 o'clock at night, 2 till 12 o'clock at night, 3 o'clock till midnight, 10 o'clock till 8 o'clock in the morning, and 8 o'clock till 5 p.m. So as you can imagine, it's been a bit hectic. I will try and film more YouTube videos though, and hopefully drop a comment if you like it. Subscribe if you like my content. I'll probably make more. If you don't like my content, click off the video. Anyway, good night. It's